YouTube, Drone Dude here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Phantom 2 Vision Plus. I put out a review on this, a full review covering every thing I could think of. However, there are a few more things that I may have missed in the video that I plan to go over in this video, and also I'd like to talk about filming techniques I used in several of my videos, just to kind of give you a good idea of how you want to set up a video with your Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So let's get started. So one thing I learned, and also I mentioned in my full review video, was that when you don't have enough satellites and you first set up your Phantom, it blinks green and it blinks red 3 times or 2 times, and that is not shown with the card that shows you the blinking lights that comes with the Phantom. And I learned that this lighting pattern exists with the NASA M mode for your Phantom. So this lighting pattern will not blink 1 green and 3 red if you're in standard DJI Phantom 2 V2 Plus mode. This only blinks if you're a NASA M, and it gives you an idea of how many satellites you have, even though you may not know unless you look at your iPhone or whatever device you're using. And then also just kind of some stats about it. These motors are 1250 kV motors. I didn't mention that last time. As well as this uses the NASA M V2 flight controller in it, so it's a good quality flight controller. There's not much difference over the V1, but it's still a nice quality unit. A couple more things I've learned about the Phantom. Okay, so I watched a video that said that you can use the S2 switch on the remote, and you can flip it up and down 5 times really quickly, and it'll set a new home position for you for the Phantom 2 if you have GPS. So that means you will be able to take off somewhere where it's set home, and then fly somewhere else, and then set the home there so you'll land over there. So let's say you walk away from it. However, I tried this out several times on my Phantom, and it did not work. So maybe you'll have better luck. Maybe the video that I watched could have been a fake, but it seemed pretty legit, and the Phantom, it would make sense. It's a very smart idea, but it did not work when I tried it. So let me know if you have better luck with that. Alright, I'm also going to give a quick shout out to HT6501 on YouTube. He told me in one of the comments that I had an issue in my previous video about loading the maps for the Waypoint mode in the GPS Waypoint mode that allows you to set waypoints and have your Phantom fly there. He told me that the way to load up the maps before you go flying with your Phantom, rather than connecting to the Phantom's Wi-Fi to load up the maps, you want to actually connect to whatever your home network is to load up the maps on the app. So you go into the DJI application, go to the maps, and go ahead and load it up on your own Wi-Fi. And then keep the app open and then connect to the Wi-Fi of the Phantom outside or wherever you are, and you should be able to cache the maps and actually have the maps loaded for you. So thank you, HT6501. Alright guys, so in terms of filming, I recently went down to the Cascades in Virginia and did some filming there in the woods and of the waterfall, and that was quite an experience. It was really pretty, really nice waterfall and nice trail to film on. I guess I'll go ahead and talk about how I get this filming in kind of tight spaces with such a big drone for this kind of thing. If you're going to be filming in a tight space or indoors where you know you don't have satellites, you want to have your drone in attitude mode. So no GPS. Because if it has GPS or it acquires GPS, and let's say you're over water and it acquires GPS, like this is what happened this weekend when we filmed this, it will want to return to home over the water where it randomly acquires GPS. Or if it's indoors, it can throw the compass out of whack and go kind of the wrong way that you don't want that to happen. So you want to keep it in attitude mode, and you always want to have your eye on the Phantom when you're filming. Now that brings me to my next little topic here. Eye on the Phantom when you're filming. When I'm filming, I almost never look at the iPod for my camera unless I'm setting up the shot. I always look at the Phantom so I know where the Phantom is, and I do not want to hit anything. So I set up the shot real quick by rotating my camera to where I want it to be before I take the shot. I hit record and I simply watch and fly the Phantom to where I want it to go. And hope I get a good shot, but it's better than going solely FPV with your Wi-Fi and video and crashing into something, especially when you're next to a building or what have you. So apart from the visual reference, when I'm actually taking the shots, I find it is very hard to get a very smooth rotating pan shot because every little jerk of the thumbstick for the yaw of the drone is very sensitive. So if you're trying to go to constant rate and you actually bump it, it's going to go a little bit faster, and it's going to make your shot look not very smooth, and it's actually very hard to get a nice pan shot with this. And my method that I use to try to get those pan shots is I actually set my, I hold my remote in one hand, and then I actually take my right hand, set both fingers down on the remote, and gently hold the stick where I want it to, hold it to the rate of turn that I want with the Phantom, so I can get a nice constant rate of turn. This is very important for any kind of circular pan shot or panoramic shot that you want to get. Now in terms of rising shots and descending shots, I usually, when I'm rising, I usually have the camera pan down a little bit just to kind of give you a sense of a little bit of a bird's eye view, and then I usually do, depending on what I'm filming, a fairly quick rise. Now if I'm filming something like a waterfall and I want to be close, or a cliff, you know, I'll do a nice slow steady rise, but if I'm flying up into the air, I'll usually gun it, and so I can get that nice shot. And it doesn't seem, it seems really quick when you're actually flying the Phantom, but not when you're filming. It gives you a nice kind of rising bird's eye view kind of shot. And now one thing I don't like about the Phantom that I really wish they could include, and it'd be really easy to include, is the camera rotation. On the Phantom software, there's a very slow, or not very slow, but it's kind of an average rate tilt rate of the camera, and so you can't get a really slow tilt rate if you want to. And you know, there's some shots that I would love to have a slow tilt rate with on the Phantom. So that's one disadvantage. And also, if you're trying to get a shot that is a shot with the camera tilting, it's recommended, just to kind of get the smoothness of it, you want to have the camera, you want to change scenes. You don't want to just go from flying and then rotate the camera. You actually want to, when you're cutting your video or whatever you're making, you probably want to change scenes to that rotating camera to give you a nice smooth transition. So here's the film of me flying it around in over a stream in the woods, just getting various shots. You'll notice how I'm only looking at the camera FPV on my iPod not very frequently. I'm looking at the drone mostly to make sure I don't hit anything, and that is very important when you are filming in the woods. And then, as you can see, when I'm filming this waterfall shot, constantly looking at the Phantom and making sure I have the right angle on the camera, but visual contact with the Phantom and orientation is more important than anything else, especially when you're around people or anything like that. So that's a very important aspect of the, flying the Phantom in the woods or anywhere around people. Alright guys, so thanks for watching this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe. There's plenty of music videos and more on my site, on my channel, on my YouTube channel. Always subscribe. That's what you're supposed to do as a fellow YouTuber. And thanks for watching.